Welcome to our esports series. Today I'm going to speak with Tyler, and he is the owner and founder at Rectify Esports. So, all the way from New York. Welcome, Tyler.
Oh, thanks for having me, Ernold. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks.
It's amazing that now these days, because of COVID, they have bring the world together. And
Mhm.
it's well, if there was no COVID, and I'm not gonna I'll be positive here, then we never met, and that was well. I'm so happy that I have you on the show, and I know that well, America, the UK, we're not far away from each other, but still, it's still, like communities, esports, we're still young, so and we try to expand. But Tyler, tell the people who you are and what's your passion within the esports.
All right, so I am the owner of Rectify Esports. This started out with owning Rectify Gaming, which is a video game media outlet that started in 2013. Actually, 7 years from tomorrow, which at the time of this recording is December 17th. It'll be 7 years since I've created it, and over time, I've been passionate about games, very passionate about Halo in general, which got me into esports. So over time, we created Rectify Gaming, grew and grew to be gain gain a reputation around being a media outlet in the industry, and people have trusted us over time. And then we started to get applications in around 2017, and people are asking like, are we an esports organization? I'm like, no. Well, I mean, and it started to get me thinking, and talking to some other staff members that we have, and like, should we really pursue esports? Because maybe it could be a benefit to us, because we already have a name of ourselves. Why not dive in with Rectify Esports, kind of like a separate entity, because we do have rectify.gg and rectifygaming.com. But esports is always something that when I started Rectify Gaming, I kind of wanted to get into, but it was kind of it's a challenge to it was a challenge. It's a challenge to get into there, because you need a little bit of this, I guess. But yeah, I started working in this industry since I was 16. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, I was
So
16.
so it's so within the esport world, I know that when how old was I when I started, so about, yeah, roughly about the same age, about 16 as well. But in my time, listen, I'm a dinosaur, so in my time it was called LAN parties, right? So,
Hmm.
and yeah, Halo and lots of other games like World of Warcraft. That was, that was me in the time. But yeah, I can imagine. So how big is your team? How big is yeah, well, yeah, your team.
I mean, yeah, we have a board of directors group right now. There's 6 of us there. Then you have streamers, which is about 20 of us there. And then you have players and teams, which is very selective right now. We have CSGO, which are actually qualified for ESEA Advanced. So we're getting ready for 2021 season. And with Brawlhalla, we have 2 professional players with little Captain iThrow. And right now, at this time, it's kind of the off season. So there's a lot roster mania going on. And I know Rectify has a couple signings on the way and a couple of partnerships. So it's been very busy time of the year. But we do have a lot of people, not just as streamers or players, but behind the scenes, whether you're a video editor, graphic designer, or a writer. There's so many different things that we have going on right now.
Yeah, because well, this is a good point when you mention all these specific professions, because when we talk about esports, people think like, okay, it's all, well, it's gaming the whole day, and making a bunch of money. But you mentioned that esports exist about, like, well, you have different, well, some are streamers, some are presenters, and then, you all have different, I call it, you are specialized on something. This year, 2020 was quite a challenging year. How did you adapt to that?
I mean, gaming is always going to be online. It's always going to be there when you're home. Obviously, not traveling to events has maybe hurt us a little bit, but has also let us, look within the organization to see what we can fix and what we can do to make this better. Since COVID started, we've hosted more online events through streaming on Twitch, and our numbers on almost every stream have exceeded all the other 6 years that we ever had in like individual streams, whether it's a show, doing a Rectify Gaming arena match where our tournament where we host tournaments on there. We're about to do 5 this year. That was our goal going into this year. So we've gotten into there, whether we're streaming our CSGO matches. I mean, I think it's benefited us more than hurting us, because once LAN start up again in 2021 and going to events, or whenever they're going to start, we'll be ready to go better than we were a year ago. So I think, because we've been able to develop like other things in the organization, whether it's partnerships, whether it's looking at new players, developing what we want as far as teams in the future.
And also, are you also dealing with like everybody in the esports, they talk about like sponsorships and everything. Is there anything you would like to share if it's about sponsorship, something that you could share, or maybe like as an advice for people who are new within the esport world?
Educate them on how the sponsorships works.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, sponsorships, especially now, is a little bit. I think it's tougher than it was. Obviously, companies are being very, I think, tedious when it comes to partnerships. Obviously, every company does different types of partnerships, whether they're going to offer you an affiliate code, or or they're going to offer you a product to give to your teams and players, or as many people expect, money monthly from some of these companies, which is extremely hard to get. But that's probably been the toughest part for us this year as an organization, to develop partnerships. But I think what we're working on right now in regards to partnerships, we might have some things come January, which I can't really talk about right now.
you don't have to share any secrets. That's absolutely not a problem. But yeah, when you mentioned 2021, and again, please don't share the secret recipe. But I mean, what other plans? What are you looking? What are you gonna? I said, what is the future gonna bring you in 2021?
Well, I think from an entertainment standpoint, we're gonna bring more of that with content through YouTube creation, because we've already had multiple recordings and multiple plans to interact with followers or viewers of our, either whether if there are players or streamers, or even just a fan of Rectify in general. We have things coming for that. I think that's going to boost us up a lot more, because we've done everything. We've competed. We have teams that compete. We would like to expand on competition as well, which I think we will in the new year. I'm trying to see what scenes right now are better for us, whether it's Rocket League or Rainbow Six, or new games like Roller Champions or Halo Infinite in 2021. There's a lot of options there. But yeah, that's really what I would have to say about 2021.
Well, it's looking good, because if it's about like YouTube is getting more and more streamers, and I know that Twitch is, well, everybody knows in the gaming world that Twitch is the most popular streaming. But if we're gonna go to let's say if we're going to talk about streaming, about Twitch. Twitch is a platform that most of the games, let's say 90% of the games, are going there. Let's say, everybody starts from there as well. So let's say if I'm going to be new on streaming, which platform do you think could be the best? Well, I know Twitch is going to be the first answer, but I mean, let's say that it's not always Twitch.
Right. I mean, everyone's going to attempt to stream on Twitch if they're if they're looking into streaming, especially in gaming wise. But I wouldn't underestimate Facebook gaming or even YouTube. Those are definitely two options. I wouldn't look over, check it out, but it's not the thing about Twitch. It's more appealing to people because it just, the way they do the bits subscriptions, it makes it seem like, you're going to make a lot of money off the start, which is not the case at all when it comes to streaming. I'm not a huge streamer at all, but I've been involved with Twitch. I've, been involved with many other people there. I mean, Rectify Gaming has its own Twitch, but it's a challenge there, especially now that they have affiliations. They used to only have partnerships. I remember that was a grind. But now with affiliations, many people are just, many people can get it easier, I feel, in 2020 than they could 4 or 5 years ago. And I think, it's just a grind, I guess.
Yeah, I think Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree, and it's also in especially when we go back then there was streaming on YouTube was absolutely, and I'm talking about like was it 15 years back. So when we
Yeah.
talk about YouTube, listen, nobody was streaming on YouTube. YouTube was more a source of like watching videos from other people, having fun and all that. And Twitch was John TV in olden days. That was the platform to stream. So everybody had broadband in that time, and that was, believe me, if you had broadband, that was, yeah, you part of a community, because there was a lot of people in the past who used dial-up connection. So
Oh yeah.
online streaming was absolutely no way. So now a lot of people are 2020s, a totally different world. Everybody can live stream now. Everybody have access to the internet. Everybody can play, and everybody can join communities. And about, yes, well, this is another topic that I would like to highlight. You mentioned like communities and everything. Are you part of a community, or
Community in specific game.
yeah, well, I mean, like a community, like for example, the International Esports Society, for example, or community. Are you part of one of the, let's say, federations, or?
I wouldn't say no. I would, for as of right now, no. Right now, any community like that, no. When it comes to like game communities, yeah, Brawlhalla, CS:GO, PUBG. If you go into the gaming aspect, but in the aspect that you're mentioning now, not right now.
No, and yeah, well, and this is the thing. It's like within the esport world, we try to, and especially now, there are a lot of new gamers coming, and they think that they need to be part of a community, right? Or
Right.
but well, that's, I think, not the case. If I'm right. So yeah, I will say, like, if people are coming from the outside. So let's say that I'm new. Let's say that I have an example. I'm new in the esport world. What direction would you point me to? And when I'm totally new, I'm literally like, okay,
Like,
listen, let's say, Tyler, listen, I want to play
mm-hmm,
games.
mm-hmm.
Tell me, what do I need to do?
Now, in the perspective of you want to be a player or someone that just wants to be a staff member, part of an organization, because there's two ways you could go there. There's two ways you could go there. So which way would you think of?
Let's discuss two ways, but let's start with the first one. Let's start with, when I just want to start gaming, streaming, and hopefully getting some sponsors on board and all that.
Right. I mean, if you want to be a streamer in esports, just go right away and stream. We've had people in the organization in the past that didn't know a thing, like weren't educated on esports at all. And, they were a Twitch streamer. They wanted to learn more about it. They did. And then so on. I mean, they think the easiest way, as if you're a player / streamer, stream as well. Make sure to show off your skills. I mean, I'm not a hugely like good at like being a competitive player. But if you are, showcase your talent. There's so many social platforms, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and like Twitch. Yeah, I mean, just stream and just network. I mean, one of the reasons why I started Rectify is because I networked around the Halo community, and I was big into that. I went to events. I got the inspiration by going to events, just networking with other communities. Like I wanted to do this, and yeah, I mean, that's literally how I kind of got the Rectify name started going, and then it just carried itself on through other communities. But yeah, just network around. I mean, networking is always something that you should do, no matter what it is.
Yeah, I think that's really, I say, it's important to network,
Mm-hmm.
and especially, well, I just gonna well, it's important for all aspects. But I mean, like within the esport world, it's, yeah, quite important that you got connected with not only the right people, but say like everybody within who you can get connected with. Yeah, absolutely, and it's like the business, let's say the business part of esports. So let's say that instead of streaming, let's say I just choose for the other side, right?
Mm-hmm.
That I just want to say like, okay, listen, Tyler, listen, I just want to join the esport world, but then I'm not a streamer, I'm not a gamer. What else can I do? to
I
to
mean,
to be
yeah,
for yeah.
there's so many things that esports you're able to do as far as like like I look at social media management like you can start out being like a volunteer and you wouldn't be like manager but part of the social media team. Like there would be someone above you you'd be able to learn from. That helps you build your portfolio and your resume even better. There's something like that, or even being a video editor. But like as far as like other staffing goes, management in general, managing players or managing communities, community management, like through Discord or something like that is also something that I don't think you really need too much experience on it within esports. Those two, like community management and social media management, are two of the things I would look at. As far as if you would want to get into there, unless you have a skill like video editing or even audio, video audio editing.
Yeah, because video and audio editing, that's especially now in 2020, it has grown massively.
Mm-hmm.
If you can see, like before, well, okay, we're able to create a video that was sort of quality and it's all fine, but now it's you can see that even if you tried, well, let's say that in video, especially in video, if you're trying to stream 720, then they say like, why you not doing 1080? And when you stream 1080, they're gonna say like, why not 4K? And
Mm-hmm.
then it's quite a requirement now when it's about like providing your content. Um, Before we're gonna, let's say, end the show, what is something that you would like to tell the world within the esport world and about something that is on your chest and you want to share?
Oh yeah, I would suggest if you're just starting out in esports, you start at your own organization. Uh, just and things are not looking good. Keep going because you're gonna stick at 100 something followers for so long. And eventually, you just got to keep up the grind. Just don't give up because you don't see any progress going. You're gonna have to throw money right away at something, in order to get anywhere. I feel like in esports, so you may have to lose a little bit of money in order to grow and just keep grinding. I mean, like you may be stuck at 300 subscribers for a year, but then the next year might look better, or your web page views might be low, or just keep up the grind. Just keep up the grind. It's a competitive world out there in esports right now. It's going to get only even more competitive as years go on, and the gap's going to start closing. I feel it's going to become more normalized sport.
That's and let's say where can people find you? Well, I assume you got Twitter, you got
Yeah.
other social media channels. Where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at TyboyN17, Instagram at Tyboy17, Twitch TyboyN17. You can find Rectify Gaming at Rectify Gaming and Rectify Esports everywhere else. It's all the same there, and that's all.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, and it was an honor to have you on the show. Tyler from all the way New York, thank you so much again.
Well, thank you from across the pond.